Hey, H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and it's Tuesday, and guess what? I'm kind of excited. I got a little great news yesterday, personal news. I'm gonna be celebrating, but I'm not gonna be celebrating like Jimmy. I don't drink the liquor, but guess what, y'all? I'm gonna celebrate with some of this, Matt. Matt, Matt. I'm gonna celebrate, Matt. This how I'm gonna celebrate tonight. For the good news I've had, man, it's just, of course, I'm gonna share it with everybody. But before we go any further, oh yes, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Before I go any further, you know what I have to do. I have to go and check on my starting five. Okay, starting five. These are the first people that sign on to the Chop Shop feed. And today they are Rod Wells, Kimberly Jackson, Franklin Paul, Kim did it twice. Kim signed on both. Good job, Kim. I love you, Kim. Corey Willis, Trey Williams. I haven't seen Trey's name up there. Trey Williams, what's up, Doc? He's in the building, and my sixth woman of the day is Monte Cora. And shout out to everybody today for Tuesday. Hey, Sonya. Kevin Allen is in the building. KTSU, Kevin Allen. Him and the Devin Wade show. Him and he always be into it with Ralph, man. Kevin Allen always into it with Ralph on the show. Ralph Cooper, the godfather of this of radio. Hey, Marissa. Hey, Dale. Hey, Thad. Hey, Alex, what's going on? Gary Sinclair, Mindy Collins in the building. Oh my God, she always messing with me though. Jessica Brooks, hey Tiffany, Shanquetta. I try to pronounce it right if I can. What's up, Trey Phillips? Trey Phillips, I got something for you. Tamika, businessman is in the building. Karen Roach is in the building. Y'all share the show now. Do me a favor now. Oh, Paul Miranda. That's what I was looking for. Yes, bottle popping time. Yes, y'all. I had some great personal news, business news, and it's champagne. Yeah, it's time. It's time to pop some bottles. I know you do, Mindy, but I mean, it's Tuesday, y'all. These starting five got us quick. Hold up, Alex. Guess what? I call your name out. So you in the starting whatever. Hey, let me tell y'all something. I would sit here on the show and announce all of y'all names all the time. But you guess what? We got something else to do. But shout out to everybody. Terry Smith. I haven't seen that name in a long time. I see you, Terry. Somebody trying to call me, but I'm not answering the phone. These are the people who do not know. You know, I don't answer the phone. You know why I don't answer the phone? Because evidently them people don't know what the hell is going on in my life. And I'm on the chop shop from 12 to 2. So guess what? I don't even worry about them anyway. But I saw a few things, y'all, I want to share with y'all. Y'all know I'm going to have some. First of all, I'm glad Trey Phillips on here. I wish Cynthia Guillory was on here. And I can't wait. Y'all let me know when Odyssey get on in the building. Please let me know when Odyssey get I'm gonna put one in there. Oh yeah, Herb. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it off air. But let me see. Herb, I saw your comments, Herb, last night. But y'all, first of all, I want to shout out our new triple-double king, Russell Westbrook. And I got to do it. I don't care what nobody been talking about him, because I almost 60 years ago. Let me share something with y'all. And y'all think about this. I got a lot of this stuff from Royce. I think Royce Young. He was talking about it. He said almost 60 years ago, Oscar Robertson became the career triple-double king. Okay? Y'all follow me. Breaking Bob Cousy's all-time record of 32 in just his second season. Okay? In his second season, Oscar Robertson, recorded 32, breaking up Bob Cousy's record. Check this out. The Big O never looked back, finishing with 181 of those triple doubles in his career, and a mark that really appeared to be impossible to reach. Wasn't nobody even ever thinking about reaching this mark. You know, people weren't even talking about it as much. And then along came Russell Westbrook. Westbrook notched 42 triple doubles in his MVP season, passing Big O for the most in a single season in the league that year. And that was only the beginning for Russ. Corey Willis. Y'all check this out now. He has now averaged a triple-double for the fourth time in a whole calendar year, a whole season. Robertson is the only player other to do it even once. That's a million years ago. No team has been safe. Check this out, y'all. No team has been safe from Russell's path. He has recorded, I see you, Chris, he has recorded a triple-double against all 30 franchises, y'all. And not just once, but multiple times. Check this out now. Russell has mass-produced the triple-double, turning the former statistical achievement into 3 round numbers some people roll their eyes at now. It's gone from a novelty to normal for him. Just for him, not to nobody else. At 33 years old, it seemed like Westbrook's high-flying days might be dwindling. He might not have the legs to outleap 7-footers anymore. But just when we start counting him out, we ran him out of here, y'all. We ran him out of Houston. I mean, wait, he ran out. He got the hell out of it. He's proven it once again, y'all. Russell Westbrook does not abide by conventional wisdom. I ain't saying how he got it. I don't know. I'm just saying, I know a lot of people played this game. Chris Walker, get off that phone, Chris. Oh, I'll take you back off. Hold on, I got you back off. I got him back off. He over there on the phone, y'all. He cheated. Hey, y'all, that's a remarkable accomplishment. Now I'm finna click on Chris Walker, how you doing? I see you outside on the veranda. But Chris,
Yeah, I'm chilling, man.
before we go anywhere, Chris, I want to tell everybody, do me a favor before we go anywhere. Let's share the show. Let's like the show. Let's subscribe to the show on YouTube. Do me a favor. Text your last 5 friends who've been wearing the hell out of you. Say, oh, look here. This is what you do, Chris. You look here. Hey, y'all, the Chop Shop is on right now. Get to it right now. It can help your family. It can help your welfare. Because Chris Walker with the birds chirping in the background.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear them old nappy-head birds.
I need to be on a golf course.
Yeah, I know it, but that's all right. But do that favor. Let's share the show right now. Chris, you share the show too. Let's make everybody let do it. Let's do it right now, y'all. Everybody share the show, and but this gonna be a landmark Tuesday. I'm just telling you. I know Jimmy got topics. Jimmy got something he want to tell y'all about Master P. This young man, this guy right here, Chris Walker. Don't let him fool you. Don't let that. But boy, y'all, let me tell you something. Don't y'all ever. I'm going to talk to y'all later when Chris ain't here. Chris ain't right, y'all. Chris treat me bad. Boy, y'all, if I told the Chop Shop, I know I can't, Chris. I know I can't. But if I told the Chop Shop the stories I told last night, how you've been treating me, oh, Chris, they'll get you, Chris. Yeah, Chris, I'm trying to get you where.
Why would it get me? Why would it get me? Because it'll be the truth. It'll be the truth.
But no, man.
I'm gonna get on you in a minute. You dropped me off at my hotel last night. I'm gonna get on you in a minute. As soon as I hear it come out, I'm gonna alert the Chop Shop in the Boom Boom Room to let them know. You got your cheat sheets over there. They call Jimmy the original cheat sheet.
No. Hey, I talked to a friend of mine. He said, Robert, you just more prepared than anybody. That's all. That's what they told me. He said, Robert, don't let them people clown you not to be prepared. You take care of your business. But Chris, it's great.
Let's talk about the triple-double thing real quick.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Because I was in my brother's barbershop. Shout out to my boy Major League Cuts over there on Lockwood Kelly. We're in the hood doing it great. Go get a cut. And we're arguing about triple-doubles because you got to go to the barbershops. You know what I mean? I still say LeBron stole our show with the shop. I guarantee you he stole our show. Somebody got it. We was rolling.
Yeah.
And he called it the shop, but that's all. We'll still get him on the other side. Yeah. But I'm listening to these dudes argue at the barbershop.
Okay.
Right? And I'm the only the dude that actually does this for a living. Mm-hmm. And if I wasn't like a super smart dude, like I think I am, them dudes really would have talked me out of what I know is right. And guess what I learned? People hate LeBron.
Yeah.
You're not the only one to hate him.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Chris, hate is a very powerful word. Chris, hate is a very powerful word coming from me. Because I love a lot of things about LeBron. I just can't stand you LeBron sexuals, you LeBron stans. I can't stand y'all. I love LeBron. I just can't stand y'all if LeBron can't do no wrong. Those the people. I'm like Stephen A. Smith with the Dallas Cowboys. I like the Dallas Cowboys. My daughter loves them. But I can't stand you guys. A guy told me one time, a grown man, a very accomplished man in other areas in his life, he said, Hatter, I don't like them. I love them. Hold up. I said, boy, you like them guys, Cowboys. He said, Hatter, I don't like them. I love them. I just don't understand it. But Chris, back to you. What was the dynamic in the barbershop?
First one, everybody's like, oh, LeBron versus Jordan, whatever. You want to talk. Because the minute you start chopping Jordan up, the first thing they go to is 6 rings. And then I try to extend the 6 rings. They don't want to hear that. And it goes straight to emotion. We can only talk about stats when it fits your narrative, right? In a team sport.
Okay.
Right? Tiger Woods is an individual guy, so you can talk about him versus the field because it's an individual sport.
Yeah.
Right? But they made those golf courses Tiger proof now. So Tiger can't win no more. I know he's been injured, but it's different. The game is different now. Well, the game is they're trying to make the game LeBron proof, but in year 18, if he doesn't get hurt, he was gonna be the MVP this year. He can't win in the West. He go to the West, he win. Where's the pandemic? They keep moving the goalposts for LeBron. So
Chris.
somebody in the deal said, let me finish.
Okay.
Somebody in the deal said LeBron is not even in my top 10 of all times. I said, so who's in your top 10? Elijah won.
No.
Well, I'm just telling you how people think, man.
Yeah, no.
I'm just telling you, like, I'm like, what is it about him? And I saw somebody wrote, and I'm not gonna say who it was, that said he was a B word. Like, what is it about LeBron that people they hate so much?
Well, I know one thing.
He's so much better than all them dudes they talk about. It's ridiculous.
Now you know how I feel on this show. I just sit here and say, I don't dislike LeBron. I dislike the Bron sexuals and the Bron stands. And Paul Miranda, with his little nubby fingers, gonna type, I don't get it either. LeBron has rings, but he loves Harden and Westbrook, who ain't win. Wow. I don't care about nobody having no damn rings. They ain't my rings. I like players. So if that's the case, Paul Miranda, I suppose to like Bill Russell. He got more rings than anybody ever in history. If I just like rings, if I'm a ring liker like you, I'm not a ring liker. It's certain guys in this league that I just like. I can't help it what team they play for. Hey, excuse me, the Lakers won last year, right? Did everybody on that team get a ring? And some of these dudes can't play. Excuse me, they can play good. Some of these guys are not household names. But guess what? These guys gonna walk around and have a ring on their finger that Russell Westbrook and James Harden don't have. Let me tell you something, Paul Miranda. I don't like losers. I like players. I'm not like you. He got a ring. I love him. He got a ring. I like him. Paul Miranda. He got a ring. He got a ring. No.
So if rings don't matter, why do they?
I didn't listen. See, there's another person. You're not listening. I didn't say rings don't matter. Never said. Magic Johnson is one of my favorite players in the world. He got rings. Isaiah Thomas, who's the player who I marked my game after. He was my hero. He got rings. So when a clown come up here and said, I'm a loser, I like losers, he got to be out of his rabbit ass mind. Watch the show a little bit more. So what else you got, Jeff? What else you like, Chris? I'm finna ignore the noise. What else you got, Chris?
No, you can't ignore the boom boom room, man. Come on, man. The boom boom room.
I said the noise. I didn't say the boom boom room. The noise. Keep going.
Okay.
Some people on the boom boom room just run their damn mouth. But what else you got?
I love the boom boom room. It's funny to me. But I'll say this. And now you're going into the play. I like to know what everybody think about the play-in games, right?
Okay.
And if they like them or not. And what's your thoughts on the play-in games? Do you think it's really very gimmicky, or what?
I think it's the greatest thing to happen in this truncated season. You know, it's a shortened season in case people didn't know what that means. You know, but Chris, it's a shortened season. They trying to act. You know what I love about it? Okay, this is what I love about it. Right now, we wouldn't even thinking about LeBron them and Danny. We wouldn't even be talking about the end of this. It's about 4 or 5 games left. Every last one of these games matter. Every last one of the games it matters to everybody except the Toronto Raptors. Okay, they eliminated. they go from winning the championship. Kawhi leaves. Wait a minute. Kawhi go out there and win a ring and go. Let me get out of that. Hey,
ain't nobody saying nothing about him. Y'all
ain't nobody saying nothing about him.
Y'all let him breathe.
But follow me here, Chris.
Do that, y'all killing him.
Chris, think about it, Chris. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal trying to get back healthy. Usually Brad Beal will shut it down with a hamstring. He trying to get back in so they can win and be in this top 10. I love it. Like I said, LeBron, that's why, hold up. This one thing, like that's why I don't listen to everything LeBron said. LeBron said the guy who invented, who came up with this concept should be fired. I think the guy should get a raise. Me and LeBron thinks different. I'm not a LeBron. Hold up. Here go Paul Moran. But LeBron got rings, so whatever he says is true. Hell no. I don't agree with that. So, Chris, what are your comments on it? That's how I think.
I think it's gimmicky. You give them 72 damn games or 82 damn games to get the playoffs. What do you need playing for?
72 games is a shortened season.
By 10 games?
Yes.
By 10 games?
Yes. Okay. So they're going to add 2 more games. 2 more games.
And the season got started a lot earlier than it was. I should say it got started a lot earlier. The season ended a lot later, so the Lakers obviously didn't get the same rest. But whatever, that's a whole nother. That's not why LeBron got hurt. But my thing is, you give them 72 games to get in the playoffs. What they need more games for? I don't. It's just like when the NCAA. I tell the NCAA.
Hey,
in the NCAA.
Hold up, Chris. Chris, just go and tell the truth. LeBron said it, and it must be true. Keep going.
No. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, even in the NCAA. I tell people all the time, and other than the Power 8 leagues in the NCAA or the Power 7 leagues, you don't drink that. And why do they have conference tournaments? If you play a 20-game conference tournament and you win the tournament, why you got to play 3 games to make it to the NCAA?
Chris,
you already won the league.
Chris, let's stay on task.
What? I'm just telling you.
Chris,
I am staying on task. I'm trying to tell you, in the NCAA, they do the same thing. So why in the NBA, if you play 72 damn games, why do you need a freaking playoff? You had 72 games.
The playoff is not but 2 games. You're going to play 2 extra games.
Man, please.
If that's the case, don't play the games. And LeBron,
it's all about money.
Hold up.
It's about viewership and money.
Of course it's about money. What the hell we playing for if it ain't about money? Somebody got something else. Chris, I bet you LeBron ain't going to miss no check. Let him miss. Hold up. Let him miss that direct deposit on LeBron one time. I bet you call it. Say, hey, man, that direct deposit didn't hit. So tell his ass to just shut up, not shut up and dribble, but just play, man.
Yeah, why can't he have a difference of opinion with the NBA? Why can't he differ and it be respected?
I don't mind. Hold up. And why can't I? Okay, perfect example. He can say it, but why can't I disagree with it?
You can definitely disagree. I'm just saying, but it doesn't make him wrong. Let me ask you a question. I'm tired of people witness protecting Zion Williamson. He ain't witness protection. There's no, and we were sitting with an NBA guy last night. I'm not gonna say who he is. And don't you say who he is either. And he and I went back and forth. And he's we don't agree on anything like me and you don't agree on anything.
Yeah, he think you crazy, but keep going.
And he literally said that Zion Williamson, like making the comparisons, and I hate to say LeBron because everybody talking about LeBron, is absolutely asinine. Like Zion Williamson is a good player, but if he don't get some of that weight up off of him, bro, he ain't gonna never, ever reach his potential.
And to all these people who saying these extra games is a waste of time, don't your ass watch it. Don't watch it. Ain't nobody, Franklin Paul, asking you to watch not one game. So don't watch it. That's all. Hold up. I got a great idea for y'all. All of you people who talking about it ain't broken, don't fix it. Don't watch it. Ain't nobody gonna miss you. Don't watch it. Now, what else you got to say, Chris?
you just wrong, man. Booba Room, y'all keep jumping on him. He's so wrong. You just wrong, man.
No. I don't
know why you act like that.
I think it's an absolutely great idea. I do. Because it's got me watching games that I want to see Washington, see what Washington do now.
For what?
Because I want to. I want to see. So Portland, I want to see what Portland's going to do. Portland, let me explain something to y'all, man. I don't think y'all looked at this thing close enough. Because some of y'all just fans, and I told y'all ass about being fans. I sit there, and Chris, I got my notes, Chris. I wrote my notes so I can be correct and not just be running my damn mouth. Chris, the Utah Jazz, has a 2-game lead for the number 1 seed right now. Okay? Check this out. 2-game lead, right? If everything falls right for them, the Jazz could end up, because they got some more games, they could end up number one. But guess what? If your Lakers, who's supposed to have the best player in the world,
Who's hurt? Who's hurt? Coming back tonight, though. Keep going. You come back tonight.
if they can go into the 7 and 8 spot playing, if the Lakers, they'll be favored to beat the Warriors on that side of the bracket. Okay? Just talking about your Lakers. The Suns, the number 2 seed, will also be on that side of the bracket. And the Clippers, check this out, Chris. I'm just watching this. I looked at this stuff last night. I did the Jimmy. I went and took some notes last night. And the Clippers, with the number 3 seed, would be on that same side of the bracket. So when I looked at it, Chris, talking about Utah, and now I'm going back to Utah. Chris, all Utah had to do right now is take care of their business, and they don't have to play the Clippers or the Lakers or the Suns until the conference finals. If they
okay.
They're going to have one of the easiest draws you can think of in a very long time for the number 1 seed. I mean, they're going to go through.
First of all, let's get something straight. Who cares if it's not the Lakers or the Clippers who got the number 1 seed? Because there is nobody alive that's going to pick Utah or Phoenix over both LA teams. If everybody is
nobody
healthy,
might not pick them, but you saying they can't win?
It don't matter. They got the number 1 seed. They got to play them in the second round. They can't. Listen, they can't escape the teams forever. So they might have to play them in the first round, but in the second round, in the third round, they're going to meet these guys regardless. Doesn't matter.
But if LeBron, hold up, Chris. But if LeBron go home early, all y'all gonna be crying.
And who's gonna send him home early?
The number 1 or the number 2 seed, which seed they get.
So they gonna beat LeBron. They're gonna beat LeBron 7 games.
LeBron gonna be the 7th or the 8th seed. Do you know what LeBron? Hold up.
So the Phoenix Suns or the Utah Jazz gonna beat LeBron and AD at full strength in 7 games.
They're not full strength.
Well, he's coming back tonight, and they're all going to be there. The Beatles are coming back. So the Jacksons are getting back together. So what you tell
let me show you something. The bottom line is, hold on, y'all.
Michael Jackson coming off tour, and he's coming back together. So what's your deal now?
Hey, the bottom line is the Lakers got to go. I think they got to go at least 3-1. Y'all check this out. These last 4 games, all you Laker people, they got to go 3-1 or 4-0 this week. Okay?
To do what?
I'm going to help you. And Portland has to go 1-3 or 2-2 in order for them to be. Dude, the Lakers, man, got a chance, man. If they lose a couple of these games, man, they going to drop down a little bit more.
It don't matter. You asking me if they make the playoffs and they play the number 1 or number 2 seed, that is the worst draw. If you think about it, you're saying, hey, man, we're going to be the number 1 seed in the playoffs next year, right? Or the number 2 seed. Who we going to face? Hey, man, y'all going to play the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, now, we're going to be the number 1 seed. Who you going to face? Y'all going to play the Pelicans. And guess what they say? Y'all the number 1 seed. Who y'all play? LeBron and AD. I mean, that's not how you think about it.
Hey, that's Chris.
Come on, dog.
Oh, the sun, man, because you look black over there.
Well, I'm in the sun. It's overcast. We'll be all right. We're still doing the show.
Turn around. But no, you look real dark. But you look yeah. But no.
I can see myself. It's all good.
I know, but no. They can hear you. They can hear your mouth. But Chris, Chris? Okay, I'm just trying to help you out, man. Y'all
the number 1 seed. The whole.
So you saying you don't matter who the Lakers play?
8 seed.
So
the whole play to be in the number 1 seed, so you can easily advance to the next seed. That's why they do seeding.
I think
now you got to play the Lakers.
Hey, I think the Lakers is an easy out, Chris.
You have lost your. I'm gonna say like you said, you lost your.
Hey,
out of all the years, and guess what they saying? Man, we the number 1 seed. All these people that hyped us up all year, and guess what? We got to play the Lakers in the first round, and if we lose, they gonna chop us up. And nobody gonna care that the Lakers been hurt. History is not gonna care that the Lakers been injured. All they gonna know is they got knocked off in the first round when they were the number 1 seed. Come on, man.
Hey, man. You know what? I wanted to ask you something. I've been wanting that because you hadn't been on the show in a long time. I remember when she got the job with the Cleveland, with Cleveland. Did you know Lindsay Gottlieb?
Yeah, she was at Cal Berkeley with
She
me.
was at Cat, but she's now is the head basketball coach at a USC right now, new head coach. I remember when she left Cal, I was saying, I know Chris should know her, but I didn't call you about it. But she went to the Cleveland. This young lady, she was coaching the Cal Bears. Then she went to the Cleveland, and she got the hell out of there because they terrible. She got the hell out and got the USC job. But Chris, I knew it then, and I didn't share it. Chris, they showed her getting. Chris, she'd have moved up. Chris, she on a private plane now. Chris. USC. Yeah, USC sent for her. Let me see. I got to show you. I got to show you her family here, y'all. Check her family out. That's her. She got a black husband.
Why you showing that, man? What that got to do with anything,
No.
Man?
That's her getting on the plane. I mean, she proud of her damn husband. Yeah, she proud of her. That's them getting on the plane, headed to which come. No, we got to shout that. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Stuff is about family, man. We can't help it. We can't help it what you be doing, huh? We can't help what you be doing.
You messy.
No, I'm not. That's normal.
Messy.
That's normal. Chris, I talked about that already on the show.
I don't like, and we're not gonna go into this, but I don't like the way I got chastised last night by because of a particular subject.
Hey, man, hey, y'all do me a favor. Dr. John Newsom, everybody on this show, if you have a chance to go to dinner with Chris Walker, decline the invite. Decline the invite. You are the most obnoxious dinner setting companion of all time. You sit up there and admit, man, I chopped his head right off. Hey, y'all, I wish I could talk to y'all about Chris, but let's get. I got Lindsay.
Go on, finish this thing. And I got something else.
No. I ain't messing with you. I got something. Hold on, y'all. Shout out.
I want to know why these people. Oh, go on. I'm sorry. I was about to tell you something else, but I'm.
Come on, baby. I'm good.
I want to know why these people try to say Chris Paul could be the MVP.
I think he should. I think he should. I think he should too. Hey, Rachel Edmonds says she loved the picture in the back, I guess, of me. I love it too, Rachel. I told you, women rock every day on this. Even the young girls rock on the Chop Shop. But Chris, why do you think Chris Paul is valuable? Think about it.
Paul.
Can I ask you remember you told me, you gave me something real key, and I remember this, Chris. You told me when LeBron James, and I even admitted, when LeBron James left Cleveland, it was a desert. It was a desert. And he went to LA and won a championship. Okay? And brought LA to prominence. Chris Paul leave OKC. Guess what? It's a desert. He goes to another desert.
He left the Rockets. That wasn't a desert.
No, because the Rockets had that dude who restaurant you was at the other night and enjoyed yourself.
Why you put my business in the streets, man? Don't put my business in the streets.
I already told him you was there with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told him we was there together. Yeah, so I told him that yesterday.
I'm about to chop you up, so finish it up.
All right. So then I think about this James Harden guy. He leaves Houston. Houston is a desert. He was 22-6 without KD up here at the Brooklyn. And I'm just saying, these guys are valuable. Listen to me, Chris. Chris Paul is valuable.
I got 2 words. Let me think. Last year in the bubble, everybody thought Phoenix was a joke. But who was on the team last year for Phoenix? I mean, is on the team again this year. A guy named Devin Booker. You ever heard of that guy's name? You ever heard of a guy named Devin Booker? I'm just curious if you ever heard of that guy. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Stop the nonsense. Get out of here with that crap. MVP. Y'all lost y'all mind.
I would put him up there, but guess what else I'm excited about, Chris? And it's not Women Rock Wednesday, women, but guess what? This can't wait till tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. But this can't wait. Look right there, y'all. Look at them women right there. LaChina Robinson, Angel Gray, Autumn Johnson, Tab Turner. Look at these. They gonna be the first. Hold up. I got it, son. I had put it for Women Rock Wednesday, but I got to share this with y'all today. All black female broadcast team to broadcast all of the Dreams games. That ain't never happened before in history. Every Atlanta Dream. What was Matt Verdon? Dude, this what happens when you put a black woman in ownership. Renee Montgomery. This what happens, y'all. Hey, Victor, don't you let me get on you for making these comments. And I'm going to tell you, Victor, you can't get sensitive. If you're big enough to put it on that screen, Victor, I'm going to give you, Victor, I'm going to pretend we're on a golf course, and I'm going to give you a mulligan. All right?
Why you don't like what Victor said?
He said, did Hatter get upset with Hubert Davis for talking about his wife? Hell yeah, I did.
Hell yeah. Why you get upset? That's his wife. Why you get upset?
I didn't like how he mentioned it. And I can go back. I don't want to revisit that archaic, that Tim Scott type shit. I don't even want to even go back there, Victor. Victor, you behind. I'm gonna let you pass today. But man, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Y'all, I mean, I don't think y'all understand, because I know if it don't happen to y'all, some people, if it don't happen to them, it don't mean nothing. This ain't never happened before. In a WNBA game, no professional basketball game.
It's progress. It's progress. I'm glad. Obviously, because of what happened with the Dream and the owner, they were intentional. But I know I had a great conversation with a good friend of mine who was assistant coach at the Rockets for a long time. He just wrote a book. Joel Osteen just penned it for him, and we were talking about having a conversation about race in sports and about why things are the way they are, and really just saying like, hey man, some people of the other persuasion just really don't know what's going on in the African American community. They may watch television, but unless you go. When I went to Villanova, man, do you realize? And people laugh at me that was the first time that some white kids have ever sat in a room with a black kid before.
Yeah,
in the same classroom.
Yes,
like people got. I'm not excusing them. I'm just saying
no, that's right.
That's the truth.
Yes.
Like, they literally don't have to integrate, and then we fought for integration. And so there has to be a lot of education. But on the other side, think about this. Jeff Bezos just bought a $500 million yacht. Let me bring that back again.
And
a 500. The point I'm trying to make is, and we were talking about it, if you're not intentional about attacking race, if you're not intentional about attacking poverty, we are all we're doing is burning calories and wasting CO2. That's all we're doing. Because if you don't want to start there, there's no conversation to be had. Because that's what this country was built on. It's the original sin. And I'm not mad at anybody of the other hue. I'm just saying, if we want to have a conversation and understand why black on black crime exists, why police brutality exists, why dilapidated neighborhoods and systematic racism exists, we have to have a conversation about race and poverty. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Right? The dominant culture rules, no problem. But when a guy goes and buys a $500 million yacht, when this country is what made him who he is, and he don't have to pay taxes, you got to think about that, Hatter. And I know you're a capitalistic guy, but capitalism is quote unquote another word.
But the reason I'm saying, because I know several other guys in his position that bought a $500 million yacht. Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones got a $250 million yacht. Shad Khan got a $250 million yacht. Chris, it's a lot of people.
All of them.
Okay.
All of them. Not just him. I'm just talking about a guy that this country made a billionaire, 19 billion. And you're talking about why do you have dilapidated neighborhoods? Why do teachers make 36,000? Somebody like him can go in the city of Chicago and can change the whole landscape and trajectory of that city. And they're not interested in that.
Because he's a capitalist.
Not. I get you, but they're not interested in things
But
being
guess
better.
what?
That's not their interest.
Chris. So guess what, Chris? We can't depend on Jeff Bezos. Guess what? We got Robert F.
Okay.
Hold on. We got Robert F. Smith, who changed the landscape of the senior class. Hold on. The senior class. You can't do everything, Chris.
Dude,
you can't.
how about do? I'm not saying. How about do something? I'm not saying do everything.
Okay,
But
listen to me. Hold on. Stop. Hold on 1 second. Because I let you just go on the rant. Hold on. Just give me a second. I mentioned Robert Smith and you said, but guess what? The whole graduating class 2 years ago of Morehouse are getting out of there debt free. So they don't have student loans to pay off. Guess what? That's a start. So guess what? We got to get some more Robert Smiths that would do that. Because Jeff Bezos, he not thinking that way.
You're right. So my point to you is, so when I say to an athlete, hey man, because I don't know Robert Smith, and I don't know if he had a come to Jesus situation where he just decided that this was something that he wanted to do. And I don't know if he did it for sure.
Can I help you? Can I help you?
I'm just saying, I don't know him. Maybe you know him personally.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did it.
But can I help you?
I'm not questioning it because it's a great thing.
This the same guy with no fanfare, gave Cornell University $60 million and told them specifically, this is to go to
what?
Black, not minority, to Black people, kids who coming into your engineering and computer program.
You mean the 4 of them that they let into school? I'm just saying, like,
this 60 million. Hold up. This 60 million is gonna pay for those kids to get in. He had to do something, Chris.
I'm not mad at him.
Chris, let me tell you something. I can't stand where people ain't did a fraction of what these guys done, and then you want to shake.
I'm not chopping up Robert Smith. I'm not chopping up Robert Smith. We're having a conversation, and all I'm saying is that in this country, in no matter what your thought process is, right? Our tax system or whatever. The conversation I was having with this particular gentleman is why certain things in our community are happening the way they happen. Potentially somebody said black on black crime. We can't, man, what are we talking about? Black on black crime. There is a reason why things happen.
Yes, now I understand that.
Reason.
I
and
understand.
Black on black crime is just the end of the spectrum, not the beginning. But if you let the other culture say, man, we ain't helping them, they just gonna kill each other anyway. They don't care. They don't care. It's no reason to help them. What are we going to invest money in that community for? Why do we need to make them live? They need to do it by themselves, like your homegirl Candace Owens says, or my man in the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, or your boy, what's his name, Ben Carson. I did it. Why can't they do it? I raised myself up by the bootstraps. Why can't they do it? Well, who the hell is they? And then who the hell is you?
Chris, I would like everybody. I like to play the Matthew McConaughey deal here.
Who is that?
The actor University of Texas alumni. He's an actor in the movie A Time to Kill. When he told everybody to close their eyes, and he imagined all the gory details of this murder. And to all of them white people, he said, would you pretend that girl who got raped and like that, pretend she was white? And it changed everybody's opinion. What I like people to just, Chris, and like all people to understand is close your eyes for a minute. Go back to a time, because we living in recent history, and a lot of us have not checked out history. It was a time that no matter how talented we are, and we were. We'll take a break after this. No matter how talented we were, we just couldn't do nothing. We had, if you was a man, you was a man, another man could take your wife and do what he want with her. You couldn't have a patent. If you invented something, black man weren't allowed to have a patent. It's just certain things, and I know people People don't understand how we in this plight. How certain, if you go to every city, how the ghettos and how the low income are in the same concentrated areas. It's a lot of stuff went into this thing, Chris, of poverty and black on black crime and black on crime. That's why I always tell y'all. That's why I try to not really just. I'm not gonna never attack you too hard because I see you in a different. We got to start seeing each other a lot different, Chris. We worried about how they see us, and we got to start seeing ourselves a lot different. But we're gonna take a quick break, Chris, and we're gonna come right back. Let me find my commercials. We're gonna take a quick break, and I got something else to share with y'all about that. Chop chop. We'll be back in a minute.
You guys both genuinely believe the election was stolen.
Yes.
I mean, that's, if you believe that that's true, that is...
Isn't that horrible?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
that
it
is
is.
horrible.
Is it horrible that we would even be in the situation to even think that?
But it's false.
No, it's not. Why would they have all those ballots hidden under tables? Why did that man drive that truck all the way across state lines
But wasn't like
with ballots?
the ballots under table thing with Giuliani and Georgia, that's all been proven to be false,
It
no?
has not. I watched it on TV.
Did y'all hear that? Let me get Chris out of here. I watched it on TV. Hey, y'all, it's some people out here in this world. There's some people on this show. There's some people out here listening. And I think I've said this a million times. People, just because you heard it on infotainment, entertainment, mass media, don't mean it's true. Some people, this lady said, I saw it on TV. And back to what Chris was talking about. Man, there's just so much stuff in history, man, that I've been watching. We only talk about, and everybody always bring up Black Wall Street. But that stuff happened in Arkansas also. They were jealous of their black neighbors prospering. That's why I be so hard. I be saying, man, why we got to be strong and we got to do things together and we got to make ourselves more powerful. Look behind me. This is a young man, Extra Eyes Media. I saw this on one of his things and I asked for his permission. I think that's a unique picture back behind me. He didn't ask me to do it. He didn't pay me to do it. I just said, wait a minute. Young black men, like I talked about Doug yesterday. We got young guys out here, man, they're striving and trying to be better and doing the right things, ain't in the street, ain't shooting people. Let's support them. Let's support them so they can become the Jeff Bezos. So they can go buy the $500 million yachts, $500 million yachts. When will it be all right for one of us, for Tyrone Irving to buy a $5 million yacht without us getting mad? I told y'all months ago, if you've been watching this show long enough. No. See, we want to get smart and smart and talk stuff to each other. Ain't gonna say shit to them them other people. Ain't gonna say nothing to them. But you want to be slick and talk slick to each other. Let me tell you something, man. We just, man, and I know all of us, it ain't gonna happen for all of us. Some people just, they ain't gonna get it. You know, I'm sitting there. Christian came back on. I was trying to pass the time till he came back. But great topic. He went up in his room, and y'all, listen. You don't have to like me. Let's listen to the words and do it. And if I tell you something like y'all do, go research them. I know y'all do. But what I'm doing to y'all, I laughing at Chris Walker last night. I try to be prepared. Because guess what? This is a sharing platform. Why don't y'all share something that can drive the conversation a little farther? Why don't y'all share something instead of taking and come on here and use this platform for your own little personal whatever? Share something like Jimmy and Rick and Chris and I am doing every day. It ain't gonna work, Chris, you on the air. It's not gonna work if it's just us. I come on here and talk till I'm blue in the face. If y'all don't make a change, think about it. I did all that talking for 5 years. Look what happened. Jimmy Hicks, Rick Nelson, Brian Jolivet get together and do an event. Them guys ain't never did an event before together. Now they got a whole new company together. Because of the seeds, the positive seeds that I've been planting. So what my plea to y'all is, instead of all them slick ass comments that don't mean nothing, add to the conversation. We got kids out here. Chris, we got kids out here. See, that kind of stuff right there, that's what it black on black crime and black. Because guess what? People get in confrontation. Man, you said that about me, man. You said, man, I'm trying to get, hey, man, let me tell y'all something. I told y'all before the show, there's great things happening. Of course I want to be able to say, I go over to TSU and say, look here, man. It's 20 of y'all don't have to pay this year. It's 20 of y'all don't have to pay this year. That should be what all them slick ass comments. Let's do some of that. ChopChopHCX@gmail.com. Y'all can keep doing it. I don't mind, but I'm saying, Chris said something other day. He said, let's elevate the conversation. Let's elevate our purpose. I'm spending at a minimum of 8 hours a day on this show, producing this show. Let's elevate it. And Ed Russell, not the people who have already done it. We got some people on here. I said subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm not subscribing. You can't tell me. It ain't for me. Listen, I'm all right. It's for you out and our kids out here, man. Chris, I'm telling you, and Chris, I love your book. Chris, you know somebody got your book. I think they've been sending me little inserts from your book. The young man on this show right here, I got a man on this show that's an accomplished author, a CBS analyst. Wrote a book about the elephant in our room. He ain't talking about them other people. He talking about the The elephant in our room. We got one of the most powerful platforms. Jimmy and I, we set up here and this man here founded this thing and set up here and got a platform that everybody can come on here and say what the hell they want to. And guess what? I'm gonna show you how I know. I'm gonna show y'all how I know how you talk. Since y'all think I be playing, hold up, let me find it. I'm finna give you a secret. Look at them analytics. Yesterday on the show, they told me Landon Ardwan had 32 comments. Sensei had 32 comments. Rick, Mindy Collins. Dude, I get all the analytics. Paul Miranda, Tiffany Sanders, Kevin Freidman, Walter Yates. Thank y'all, because y'all drive the show. This is not a game. This stuff is not.
Who got you pissed off?
No. Ain't nobody got me pissed off. I am, Chris, you left the show. You got me pissed off. Not pissed off. No. You talked about black on black crime. How we talking about what we can. Let's talk about this stuff. Guess what? We own this platform. We ain't got somebody talking about we need to get this syndicate. Dude, we ain't got no bosses. They ain't making me mad. I'm just trying to explain to people what they got.
But why is it, we talked about this the other day, why is it that, and again, I was talking, because here's the deal, man. You're right. Well, there's an elephant in our room that we need to address. There's things that we can't sit down as African Americans and sit and have a conversation about and intelligently come to a resolution and then be intentional about our action, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're afraid to disagree. There are black people of different hues that are actually black, light skin, dark skin, mm-hmm. African, this, that. Mm-hmm. We still all the same to a degree. Mm-hmm. And we don't have to always agree.
Thank you.
We don't have to always agree because guess what? We fighting a monster. And the problem is when we're segregated, it makes it a little bit harder. So I tell people about a GPS in life. When you get a GPS, I call it the GPS of decision making and progress. And everybody knows what a GPS is. The GPS can take you tons of different ways to get to the same. We can all have the same destination, but it'll say, hey, if you want to take the highway, it goes a little bit faster. If you want to take this throughway or whatever it is, this toll road, now you got to pay a little bit extra money. You can get there a little bit faster. If you want to take the side roads and not get on, the service road, you don't have to pay, but it's going to take you a little longer. It'll take you different ways, but you got to make a choice in the direction or how fast you want to get there. So the question is, how fast do you want to get woke about what's going on in our community? We can all, as you say, sit back and point fingers. I'm tired of them finger pointers, right? You're right. There's a whole lot of stuff that can be changed. You damn right it is, right? But are you a gate opener or a gate closer? And my thing is, I was telling somebody the other day, and you said this too the other day. I said, listen, man, are you interested? Are you interested in helping others? Yes or no? Are you a giver or are you a taker? Yes or no? No gray line, black or white. Are you a giver or a taker? Well, guess what happens when you be a giver? People disappoint you, Hatter. They let you down.
Yeah.
They let you down.
Yeah.
But don't go to church. And then when Jesus, who did nothing wrong, they strung him on the cross, they let him down too. Mm-hmm. It ain't changed the way, it ain't changed his perspective. Mm-mm. So don't try to be Christ-like and don't say you're a Christian and you don't understand giver and taker. Because we fighting a monster. And you know what that monster is? We got two monsters we fighting. We fighting race and we fighting poverty. And yes, they are a beast.
Monster.
And guess what? You know what race and poverty brings into a question? Ignorance. If you don't, and not only ignorance. Oh, go on. You stop. Go on.
Now, I want you to help me with this. Y'all walk me through this. I'm out on the golf course yesterday, Chris, playing with some guys. My son called me and gave me some news talking about what he's doing. He said, Dad, check this out. He said, Dad, I'm about to hire, listen, 25-year-old, I'm about to hire my friend, Will. Sharp young dude, went to Cornell too. He said, I'm about to hire him. First of all, he's in a position as a gatekeeper to be able to say it. Chris, he said, because guess what? They do it. He said other people do it. They hire their people in their sphere of influence. What I tell you about the NBA? So one of the guys overheard the conversation. He said, man, hey, there's some rules you got to go by. Make sure he look at the fine print. There's some rules. Get out of here, Willie. You ain't even in this conversation, no way.
Well, it's definitely a Willie.
Shut the hell. We gon' listen, y'all. I'm minding my business, talking to my son. And he come over here the conversation. Well, you know it's rules against it. We can't do it. Homeboy. These young, I told you, y'all done pissed off the wrong generation. I try to tell y'all. He said, I'm hiring my dude. He's qualified. He's qualified for this job. I got to hire somebody. That's why we got to get intentional. Then, Chris, another friend of mine. Come on. Yeah, I want you to add that.
I was going to say Dwayne Wade said this, and I struggle with this because I don't know as many of these guys as you do. I know where they come from because that's where I came from, the bottom. Okay,
right.
I know what it feels like to be on food stamps,
right,
and be embarrassed. I know what it feels like not to have the nicest clothes, right, or to wear the same jeans every day. I know what it feels like. It's not foreign to me. I know what it feels like when you can't wash your clothes. I know what it feels like when your heat goes off. I know what that feels like. Okay. I also know what it feels like to fly on a private plane.
Yes, sir.
I know what that feels like too. Okay. I know both sides.
Yeah.
And guess what? I like them private planes. Okay.
Hello.
But there are other people that just live on their block. But they only know as far as they can walk with their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
That don't understand how the world works, that look like us. And then all of a sudden, some of these dudes who are blessed becomes these athletes like Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne Wade said something. He said, nothing's going to change until people of the, you notice I never say white people. People of other cultures, because it ain't just white people. People of other cultures are more upset about what's going on in our community than us, or as upset. Now think about what I just said. Until they get more upset or as upset about the original sin of this country, nothing's going to change.
So we got to depend on them. So we have to depend on them.
Because think about it. Because Candace Owens, your homegirl, she said, I don't understand why Joe Biden, is looking to Cardi B to help win an election. I don't understand it why these rappers, what happened to the Temptations? And all of a sudden they got.
Why you always quoting Candace Owens?
I'm not quoting her. I'm talking about ignorance.
Okay.
Because I'm going somewhere.
Okay, my bad.
Because I was listening to my uncle, Church Without Walls, Ralph Douglas West, and he said, there's words and there's works. Okay?
Yep.
There's a whole lot of smart people out there, Hatter, that's got words.
Hello?
Where the works at? There's a whole lot of people that got all the smart things to say about the black community and how we can fix it. What's my next question? Where the works at? Where the works at? Them same people, again, people might chop me up for saying this. Them same people that chop up these guys that coach AAU, because I coach AAU, okay? And I see these dudes go out and use their own money, they time to take these kids to places they would never go in their life. They're around them 24/7. Mom and daddy ain't doing it, okay? People of color coaching these guys, forget about whether you think they're getting something out of it or not. They're taking these kids around, influencing them to all these different places. People discount that. A lot of them with no father in the household. Do you realize sports was the first time I ever went on a damn plane? Do you realize that sports was the first time my mama ever went on a plane to come see me play? That's the power of sports in our community, and how, again, that's the one place that we can make a change. That's the one thing that we control. And the thing that bothers me, Dwayne Wade, and I don't know him. Hey man, how about all you guys that come out start choosing black agents and make about 30 more millionaires in our community, and then charge them 30 more millionaires? I'm just throwing out. I'm not saying
Dwayne Wade did.
I got you. And go charge those guys when you make them millionaires, make them give back the way y'all do. Because y'all gonna make them millionaires, right, Adam? You see what I'm saying?
You can't make nobody
really
give,
but hold these dudes accountable. I said givers and takers.
Gotcha.
But you got to be intentional, and you know what giving means, right? My uncle taught me this. He says, "I give gifts, not loans." Right?
There you go.
You can't be I don't use the word Indian giver because that's racist, but you can't be a giver always expecting something back in return. Everything in your life can't be transactional. Stop being transactional with your wife and your friend. You give your homeboy something, that's a gift, man. That's a gift of love. Why has it got to be alone?
Yes.
I'm just saying, you got to change the way you think, brother. I'm just telling you. And that's where everything starts. It starts with the way you think, because the way you think influences the way you do.
Hello. Preach real.
Come on, man.
Chris, I got some works for you. I want to talk to my educators out here. And I was thinking about somebody hit me the other day with a term called culturally responsive teaching. All my educators, are you familiar with culturally responsive teaching? Creating curriculums, Chris. You're talking about works, right? Creating curriculum to empower parents and educators to create curriculums that are culturally relevant, culturally responsive to the unique needs of black people. Because sometimes kids I found out they was telling me sometimes kids just don't want to go learn that stuff they teaching in schools. You know how them guys tell me, man, I ain't got time to go. I don't want to. They said they don't want. They don't want.
Well, they don't want to learn math. They don't want to learn math.
I'm just telling. But Chris, yes, they want to learn math. But it's a lot of stuff that them kids. So guess go to school for math only?
No, I'm saying that I know this to be, and the people in the chop shop can chop me up all they want. I know in certain communities, there's a lot of kids from our community. I don't like math. I'm like, huh? Seriously, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I remember this, bro. I remember I had a kid. I won't say his name. I took him to Texas Tech, and I did everything possible to help this kid get to where he was. He didn't like school. I'm not going to even say what school he went to in Houston. Got him to school, and then I say, okay, man, we're here now. We did everything we can. We can't talk about how we got here, but we're here, right? I don't like the way the rules are set up, but guess what? We circumvented what we had to circumvent to get you here. You know what that kid told me when I say, man, now you got to go to study hall. Now we got to elevate this thing. Guess what he said? You know I didn't like school when I got here. I'm like, whoa, what? Like, son, let me tell you something. Like, not on my watch, you gonna do that. Now, you can do that on everybody else's watch because everybody else didn't get you here. You're not going to do that here, right? Jumped on him, and guess what? The boy walking around with a degree right now. Don't tell me he went to 3 different schools but got a degree. And what I'm saying is you got to have people in our community that make these dudes, especially these athletes, because I'm going somewhere too, and I'll let you talk.
Okay, go.
Make them understand they have a responsibility to give back. And we got to change things. And if Robert Smith can change things, and LeBron, I don't even want to bring up LeBron because KD and those, and Chris Paul is more intentional about dealing with the African American and the HBCUs than anybody. These dudes or these rappers, you come from the community. You don't become popular until we make you. When you go and become megastar, that's called what? Like they said back in the day in Motown. If you want to be a megastar, you got to do what? Have crossover. You got to cross over. But if we don't think you're good first, you never gonna make it. So why don't we think that we have to come back and give? Not transactional, but give.
Jim, and the reason I was saying this, Chris, I was going somewhere with this. Okay. Because they got a buzzword out here that we're going to be listening to. Y'all going to say, well, Hatter told me this. It's called critical race theory. It's a buzzword they are using right now, and they are using it and distorting it. Just go on YouTube and hear it. And it's our kids are involved. Listen to me, y'all. There's a fertile ground right now, educators. Since the George Floyd murder, as educators to speak about race and equity. 15 years ago, in my day, or whenever Chris' day, when you bring up white supremacy, people would shudder. Now it's mainstream conversation, Chris. All over the country. Listen, y'all. We can't just stay in Houston. All over the country, high school students are demanding that they get Black studies at their school. Demanding to know the truth about racism. Chris, what you said, what two monsters we have? Racism and poverty, right?
Poverty.
These young high school kids, right? I'm going to repeat that because that's going to go over some people's head. All over the country, high school students are demanding that we get Black studies in our schools, demanding that they know the truth about it. It's very similar to what was happening in the 60s when the college students were demanding it. I'll never forget San Francisco State, Chris, had the first Black studies department in all of the colleges in the country. You are seeing that type of movement now in high school level, and I think it's beautiful, Chris. Now you're seeing...
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Come on.
Can I ask you, who's teaching it? Who's teaching it?
Who?
But there's some people that are congressmen that are fighting it. So who's teaching it? That's what I want to know too. Forget about the kids demanding it. Who's gonna teach it? Because if the ones that teach it, they need to learn it. How
Yes.
about that?
Yes. Chris, Chris, go look up progressive educators. And I'm gonna give you some more. It's some progressive, we got some on this feed, probably. There are progressive educators. And guess what? They just bring it up. It's taking Black teachers to do this. We got to bring up the conversation about, but every time we have a victory, because Chris, it's a move around the country with Black educators coming into these schools that are trained to help these teachers teach it, Chris. But every time we have a victory, Chris, it's always opposition. Remember, we had the victories when turning out the vote. Look at the backlash now. Now you're seeing a backlash on education. I heard a lady the other day, Shaquetta and Kimberly Jackson. I just don't want to go to school. I don't want race taught in the school. White lady. I don't want my kids feeling guilty about what happened a long time ago. I just can't have that because they've been fed this critical race theory thing, Chris. Chris, it's just.
Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. So again, one thing about me, man, I love seeing both sides and think whatever you think. So let me get this wrong. Let me get this right. Mm-hmm. You don't have a problem with them learning about George Washington, right? You don't have a problem with them learning about Alexander Graham Bell, right? But you got a problem learning about the other stuff that actually happened. So what you guys want to do is erase history. So if you're going to erase it, then let's stop singing the national anthem. Let's stop doing all that other stuff that what quote unquote built this country. Let's get rid of the Constitution because guess what? Black folks don't want to learn that, as you say, because guess what? You think it's not unhurtful. You don't think it's not hurtful for them to learn it? If you going through it, the victim going through it too. So when you got a guy who's on trial, right? That's why I said the guy's going on trial for rape, for being a rapist. When the person's sitting there, it don't matter if they getting justice. They're going through the trial too. It's not easy for us,
but Chris,
to sit there and go and learn that stuff.
Chris, but we got progressive educators around the country. You just probably don't know a lot of them. And they talking to me about it. They're teaching this and they saying they distorting this thing and they gaining a lot of momentum, the right, whatever. But you know what I think about? You just made me think about when I think about my education, right? I had been grounded in George Washington, could not tell a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I was grounded in Thomas Jefferson as the phenomenal president. Hold up, Chris. I had been grounded. Robert Hatter had been grounded in Christopher Columbus discovering America when I was young. have also been rooted in the falseness and the myths of America. Check this out, good man. By the time slavery is introduced in the schools, it's so disjointed and so separated and a part of the curriculum. You never learn this part. You never learn that George Washington, who couldn't tell a lie, was literally, Chris, pulling the teeth out of enslaved Africans so that he can make his own set of dentures. That's not in these regular history books. We have, we never learned that Thomas Jefferson, Chris, who got a Jefferson Memorial up there in D.C., was engaging in sex trafficking and forcibly raping young girls, Chris, and forcing them to have children who he also kept enslaved because the girl he was raping was a black girl. We didn't read about that, did we? We don't learn those things. History is so disjointed, man. I'm going to put it like this. What we
Let
do
the
learn.
oppressors write history.
Hold up. I got some. I've got some. You're gonna use this one. You can put it in one of your books. What we do learn is what I call Black history in a box. Slavery, the Dark Continent, Negro spirituals, the Cotton Gin, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, the Civil War, the Civil Rights, Barack Obama. That's Black history in a box.
So again, you have to ask, why don't people want that taught? I don't know if you saw Mark Lamont Hill when he talked to that black congressman.
I got it, but I missed it.
You have to watch it. You have to watch it.
Give me some meat of it.
Ignorance. It was ignorance because Mark Lamont Hill is a expert on critical race theory.
Yeah.
So the guy said, I forget who it was. He says, you know what? My first action is to get rid of critical race theory in the schools. So Mark Lamont Hill, I was obviously walking him down the rabbit hole, said, okay, let's have a civil discussion. What is critical race theory? He said, I don't think they should be teaching it. Gave all this. Okay, that's fine. Can you tell me what it is? Well, you tell me what it is. They said, no. You're saying that the first thing you're gonna do is eradicate the thought process or the implementation of critical race theory. But Mark Lamont Hill says, just tell me what it is. And you should have saw how this guy tried to tap dance and step and fetch his way around it. And he didn't even know what it was. And he turned it into a slug fight, like a playground. And like, hey, you asked me to come on this show. You drafted me. You drafted me to come on this show. No, he wanted you to come on this show so he could show how much of an idiot you are.
Chris.
Because what you're doing, you're pandering to the other side. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. There are people out there that got to understand it's hard in our community. I work in the media. Got great people that work in the media, but there's a lot of things we have to do to make sure that we change the visuals that we see on TV because our kids are affected by it. And to that point, the guys that we love, the Kawhi Leonards, the LeBrons, the Shannon Sharps, and all these different people, they know all this stuff is happening. They tread lightly. You got to go back to the community and do it with the young kids. You have to. And it sounds cliche. But you mentioned before, Hannah, these young kids, that's where the generational change starts. But even then, if they're not haves, right? If they're not haves, it's a problem. The good book says when you're responsible for knowing more, you charge with doing more. The good book says when you have a lot, God requires a lot. But it also says when you have a little and you're negligent, he gonna take the little from you too. So even though you're at the bottom of the food chain, you still have to study to show thyself approved. You still have to try to get better. You still have to learn math. You still have to learn, how money works. You still have to do these things. You can't be negligent of it because you're born into a certain situation. So that's where I am when it comes to sports. And the thing that I love is sit down with a lot of these athletes and understand, hey, you know what? I'm not entirely happy that the number one way that we create millionaires is rapping and sports. I'm not entirely happy that that's really the track that we're given, right? Because there are a whole lot of people that never make it in those professions more than the ones that do. They just show the ones that do on TV. They don't show the hundreds of thousands that don't make it. And on top of it, the residue of them trying to make it and not making it, they don't see all the damages that's done to those families because we don't show that. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be like a car wreck on the freeway. We all gonna stop and see what happened because they don't show that, Hatter. And so my thing is, if we don't get to these athletes that have this platform, not only do they have a platform, they got the paper.
But Chris,
so we go from the platform. Hold on, Hatter. We go from the platform to the paper. We got to give them a purpose. The 3 P's.
Platform, paper. But Chris, how do we get to these guys who everybody done kissed their ass for so long, so they don't have no power? You know that he paying the mama's bills. He paying everybody's bills. How do they? Is it a way to put the genie back in the bottle? Or we got to go back to the 6th and 8th graders?
But you've been around these dudes. You lived around them.
I ain't talking about my guys. I'm talking about the rest of them.
No. Forget about that, because your guys weren't always your guys. You had to get them dudes to think a certain way. So why don't you tell people like Ty Law, right? Like the way Ty Law thinks.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And how he evolved and what he does now. And here again, you gotta change the circle.
But what happened was with these guys, Penny and Ty Law, first of all, they have to respect you before they listen to you. You got to understand, these young guys, 21 years old, got millions of dollars. So they got to be able to respect you, and you can't be a yes guy to them. Sometimes, you got to tell them when their feet stink. I know that's hard. You got to tell him, man, no. And Coach, Chris, you got to risk him cutting you off to be able to make a difference in his life. He gonna thank you later, but you got to risk it. It's you said something key. You got, when we said change your circle, everybody, a lot of people go, oh, there you go. We done did all this for you. You done left. Hey, man, he got to elevate certain things in his circle. Because what? The endorsers, the team are looking at your team. See, this is what I always tell them guys, what I love to tell those guys. Do you know Tillman Fertitta? Get to know, I would tell every Rocket, look at the team he got around him. All of these successful men has teams around them. Model your boss. If my boss, the dude that's signing the front of my check, he got a qualified team. Chris, I love this. TJ Ford talked to my son and the kids around him. One of the most valuable lessons, and those kids always tell me about it. They were in the gym working out with TJ Ford, right? So, they were younger, about 10th, 11th grade. Guess what happened? All the pros was in there also. So when the pros finished playing, they went over there to the training room, got iced up, got the ice on their knees, walking around and stretching. He told every one of them, about 3 or 4, Jeff Roberson was there, a couple of more guys. He said, look here, whatever you seeing these professionals do to their bodies, you emulate that. These dudes get paid to do this. You watch what they do. This what you trying to do? You emulate. So our thing is, we go there, we around the owner of the team, and we watching his team pay us our checks. But we go home and let little Johnny be my business manager. Now, if little Johnny know what the hell he doing, I'm not against. Because everybody talking about, well, LeBron did. LeBron, that's a unicorn situation right there.
Absolutely.
Unicorn. So don't come on here putting them comments up there. That's a unicorn situation. That ain't been.
And listen, and there were doubts in his mind. He was gonna leave those dudes behind.
Telling you.
People don't understand.
I'm telling you.
And here's the struggle, the internal struggle Because, dude, I don't talk about stuff I don't know. I talk about stuff I've been through that I had to evolve from. I used to think that way.
Wow.
You got to understand, I used to think that way.
Wow.
So you have to be, the word of the day, you have to be intentional about changing it. Let me tell you something, man.
Come on.
If you want something bad enough, you can find it. Like you always tell, why the girl going through my phone? Why she doing this? Hey, tell her to keep looking. She gonna find something. She keep looking. If you want to find success, you can find that too.
Oh.
Now that may mean you got to leave something behind. See, that's what it always comes down to.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. And again, what are not what you willing to give to the situation, what you willing to give up. Think about it. Not what you're willing to give, what you're willing to give up. What you're willing to give up to get that. So when you talk about sports guys, and you made a great point, you said TJ Ford said, man, whatever y'all see them dudes do, y'all emulate it, right? Well, then pro athletes, why don't y'all give back and make sure your neighborhood got great schools? Emulate it. Professional athletes, why don't y'all emulate it? Those are y'all heroes, and you're telling them to emulate what they do. And unfortunately, a lot of them ain't doing the right things. Guess what they do when they see? They what? Emulate. They emulate the nonsense. Yeah. They emulate the selfishness. They emulate the misogyny.
That's what I love.
That's what's happening.
This is what I love about your guy, LeBron James. He saw when he built the school in Akron, he knew that was Jalen Rose had been doing that way before he even thought about it.
Emulate.
He emulated it. So
and that's and that's my point about if we want things to change, we got to get enough of us that know better. That's what I'm saying. We're responsible for it. Doing better and teaching better. Not complaining. I get it. There's a whole lot of stuff coming in that they had the rain falls on the what?
Just and the unjust.
So they get canceled like we get canceled, no matter how rich they are.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Just and the unjust.
And guess what? They got 24 hours just like we have.
All day long.
And I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you, this is what I try to. I be trying to say, what the hell is Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs and all of these guys doing in 24 hours? I need to get me some of that, Chris. I'm serious. I need to get me some of that. But Chris, you said something a minute ago, and guys, it slipped me. It slipped me because we switched subjects. But but keep going, Chris, and it'll come back because I wanted to comment on something. I'm just saying
like that. Again, I'm jumping on. I don't like to pound on athletes, but what you have to. Again, I say it.
Don't
to myself.
pound on them, Chris. No, Chris. This is what I wanted to ask you. I got it. I want you to parallel this whole, because you got to understand, when I mentioned this earlier about the education piece, now do me a favor and parallel this to the summer basketball. Take all of these principles we've been talking about and let's bring it to some, because all of what we're talking about is life. But some people, all they think about, and they tune into this show, is what happened in Dallas this weekend, and what happened in Wichita this weekend, and what happened in South Carolina. So I want to do them a favor, since they're here. Parallel it for me, Chris. All the stuff we've been talking, even the LeBron situation, everything we done talked about. Let's offer something that can help the state of basketball in Texas and all of this craziness. Chris, you told me something the other day, and I hope I'm not. You were disappointed in college basketball. And if you don't want to go further with it, you would, because I said, I know for a fact you had an opportunity to have a job, Chris, recently, and you turned it down. Why?
Well, I mean, again, your message is muted. It's muted, so you can't be as forthright as you want to be. You have to be politically correct. I get it. When people talk about Obama didn't do anything, man, I know what that feels like. I'm not saying I'm Obama, but I also know I can't say everything I want to say. I can't do everything I want to do, even though I know it's the right thing to do. Even I know that's the right path to go. If I want to keep my job because I'm not in the dominant culture, if I want this check to come in so I can have a house, I can't do that. So I got to, you know what I got to do? I got to own the team so I can do what I want to do. I got to put myself in a path of ownership where I can now control the message. Because the reason why I can't do that, because I don't control the message. So I don't control the message. So as long as someone is feeding me, right, I can't feed you as much as you need to be fed. You understand?
I like that.
I can't.
I like
And
that.
that's just what it comes down to. Unless I what? Control the platform. That's why you got to have black TV stations so you can make black movies. So you can tell it from our vantage point. We got more stuff going on and more talented people than Boys in the Hood and gangster movies. That's why you got to watch the All Black channel and the Oprah channel and Tyler Perry. Yeah, we got more stuff than Madea, man.
Yes.
You got to watch some of the BET.
Yes.
That stuff is elevated, man. We can make the same movies they make.
Yes.
The same movies with directors.
Yeah.
It ain't all got to be with Trey Songz in a movie to make sure people watch it. Why do we have to do that, Jimmy?
Trey Songz.
We don't have to put Lil Bow Wow in the movie.
Right.
Or Master P's son in the movie for folks to watch it. There's other talented actors out there. But Black Hollywood is a whole nother conversation, guys. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay, but still, I still want you to parallel this to summer basketball. Because we got a lot of summer basketball people who just really.
But what are you asking me to parallel?
No, I'm just talking about the plight of it. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on in summer basketball. I mean, we got people, I'm hearing rumors last night. We got people leaving teams. We got people, I mean, it's just. Chris.
But here's the question.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, go. No, you're good.
You have to ask yourself why. And then Jimmy can piggyback on this.
Okay. All right.
First of all, I am never one to tell a parent what to do with their own child.
Gotcha.
Right? And you know what I tell parents to be? You need to be selfish about your situation. Because there's going to come a time when you're not in control. So right now, have fun. Now, life is about choices and chances. The better choices you make, the better chances you get. The worst choices you make, you're going to get dealt a blow like you wouldn't believe. And as Jimmy always say, politics are part of everything. And you got to be what, Jimmy?
On the right side of politics.
On the right side of politics. You can't ever escape it. And what we want to do is, you know what we want to do? What? We want to change the game. Well, I pay for training. Why can't my kid get a scholarship? Well, I'm a better mama than her. Why is my son not getting recruited? Are you serious?
Preach real.
Serious right now? Like it's like people they don't want to be realistic about anything. Right? But this summer basketball thing is a beast. But it's always gonna come down to one thing and one thing only: talent. We want to negate that. It comes down to talent. Talent. And guess what? You're the last person we're asking about your kid. The last person.
Wait a minute, Chris, you got to read, because some parent that didn't went over her damn head, his head. Say that one more time.
You're the last person that we care, the last opinion we care about. You don't get to choose.
I promise you.
They choose you. So as long as they choose you, you do what you got to do. You be as selfish as you want. You want to leave a team, leave a team.
Hold up. Chris.
Be as selfish as you want. But guess what? There's repercussions to it, though, right, Jimmy? There's repercussions.
Consequences that go with the choice.
What it is. And guess what?
And
it may work out better for you.
Yeah.
It may not. And then don't get mad at the system when it don't.
But that's the thing.
The game is hard, but what?
That's the thing, Chris. When it works out well, many people will seek out those who they feel bet against them with their words, or slighted them, or lacked their coverage of them, or promotions of the marketing of them. You'll seek them out to let them know, hey, what you want to do, who was right. But then, boy, you don't realize stuff is like the casino. The house will win most of the time. So I mean, the vast majority, it's gonna be wrong. You guys are gonna be.
You mean? Hey,
So
Jimmy,
it's
you
all
mean like
right
the,
to be wrong, Jimmy. So what you saying,
No, it
Jimmy?
ain't that-
It's
no, no,
okay
it
to
ain't-
be wrong.
It's
No,
okay to be
no.
wrong, but that's not why you playing. But Jimmy, remember that one? I don't even want to blow him up. What's the one kid the daddy got on the screen and chopped me up?
That was about 2 years ago.
TSU, the kids at TSU.
during the chop shop.
Yeah, TSU house wins.
The house wins.
The house wins.
And a lot of people don't realize that. Like, a lot of people think that sometimes there are certain people that go to sleep thinking about your son, wake up thinking about your son, go eat in the middle of the day. I'm gonna think about how I can hinder the progress of your son. It don't work like that. Now on the flip side, many people
Unless
out
he
there
got what, Jimmy?
use
Unless he got
the
what, Jimmy?
motivation.
Talent.
That's all it is. Use the motivation. This stuff is unbelievable. And the thing is, I just had this past weekend. I had a parent, and it happens often, that came and their son had a great freshman year of college. And he was like, well, didn't none of y'all believe in him? I let him just, I try to do the rope-a-dope sometimes. Hell no. I mean, I let you talk and get all your spiel out. And as you get your spiel out, then I go for body blows. I'm Rocky Balboa and the ribs in the meat room. And I explained to him, basically in a nutshell, that listen, man. First of all, me personally, I could care less what your son do in college. Let's be real. Just like you can care less what the hell I'm doing, what I did yesterday, the day before, you're gonna care less what I'm doing tomorrow. So let's get this straight. I'm speaking wrestling ball, and I'm quite sure that a lot of those white guys around the country that cover amateur basketball could care less about your son. So why are you so consumed with somebody that you think really can care less about your son, about what they're saying about your son? If you know they can care less about your son. You should be consumed by the ones that care about your son. What they're saying. The ones that care have shown and proven that they care about your son. Maybe spend more time with what they say, not people who don't care about your son. That's real as it gets. And it's unbelievable how people you don't know and people you know don't care about you or your kids. Y'all give us too much power over your life. We occupy too much real estate in your brains and in your hearts. What the hell is wrong with some of you people? You know it's real when the black folk got to say you people to black folk.
You know what, Jimmy, I had a conversation with a parent a couple of days ago, Jim. He don't watch Chop Shop no more because his son is going to college.
Oh, really? So,
yeah. I'm getting away from that stuff. Dude. So you use it for your advantage, but you don't want to support it so nobody else. Parents, y'all see what I'm talking about? Chris, this man told me when he didn't know he was telling on himself. I said, man, I don't never see it. Nigga, every day he used to be on the Chop Shop. Son in college, did a little something. He don't watch it no more. Wow. Okay. All right. So now I understand, Jimmy. When you used to say, 'cause I ain't gonna lie, I used to cringe. Jimmy said, when your son leave my watch, y'all go enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
That's not my responsibility. I'm good. I'm gonna rank his ass from the 9th grade to the 12th grade. That's somebody else. He said, what Jimmy should have said, that's Robert Hatter time to look at y'all and see if your ass any good to go to pros. Yes, I almost said the N-word because that's how I felt. I did. That's really how I felt about him. I want to say, ninja, please. But, I didn't. I saved myself. But, Jimmy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. But you just made me think about this shit just happened. It just happened a couple days ago.
But you asked me, what's the parallel?
Yeah.
I always tell a parent,
Yeah,
let me
but
ask you
well, Chris, the parent came and told you through the screen in the boom boom room 2 years ago. It was a dad.
Yeah.
He basically put a verbal bet out there. He didn't offer, but basically you're betting, and the parents supposed to bet on their own kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, we're gonna prove you wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. My son's gonna play at that college. And
man, I've seen, let me tell you something. Again, you have to sit in the room. It's like when Hadego plays golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he sit with people that are decision makers, right? Not decision doers, which mean like you go do what they tell you to do. Decision makers. Okay.
Right.
And you listen to their conversations. It's different than what's going on in the break room, guys. I'm just letting you know that. The golf course is different than the break room. And if you've never been on the golf course, you don't understand. Guess what you do? You talk mess about them. You point fingers at them. You malign them. That's what you do. Because guess what? The people you hang around, people in the break room. That's how you know. Until, as Jimmy say, what? You get the knowledge from a different set of speakers. All of a sudden, you do a good job, and they say, you know what, Billy? You take the day off. You come with us to the course. Meet us over here. And then guess what? He come back to the break room and say, hey, man, do y'all realize all this nonsense y'all are talking about? Them dudes ain't even talking about that, man.
None of that.
As a matter of fact, they asked me, because I'm better than all y'all, they gonna give me a better job so I can tell y'all what to do.
That's how it happens, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how it happens. So, and they have a term for that, overseer. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. That y'all will get that one on the way home.
No, we got it.
But the thing is, you ask me about the summer. I tell you all the time. Listen, man. Whatever you want to do with your kid, man, snatch him. Y'all made a comment, made me die last night, and I don't know why some of guys do this. They put names on the back of them kids' jerseys. I said, man, you prime.
I found some information out about that too, Jimmy.
This ain't the Pelicans, bro. This is not the Pelicans, okay? That dude will get snatched in a minute. You better stop putting them names on the back of them jerseys. Them the main ones dudes be looking at. Oh, he got names on jerseys. He think he ain't gonna lose them dudes. Hey, guys, let me just say this. If the NBA had the same rules as summer basketball and they didn't have contracts, them dudes in the league will be doing the same exact thing. Don't look at these parents like they crazy. Because the dudes in the league, the way they jump around now, if there weren't contracts involved, if there were contracts involved in summer basketball, they wouldn't leave. There's no rules.
They'll break a contract. Chris, contracts are made to be broken. But it'll just be a little bit more difficult.
It will be way more difficult. They wouldn't. Then you could put names on the back of the jersey.
Hey.
There's ramifications, losing money. They chasing. It's the rabbit going around the racetrack. Tell them to turn right. All they know how to do is turn left, turn left, turn left. They don't know how to turn right. They don't even know what turning right feel like, Jimmy. They just keep chasing that rabbit. They just keep chasing that thing around that racetrack. And we just sitting there watching. And Jimmy been doing this 20 years, and I've been doing it 20-something years. And guess what? The more things change, the more they stay the same.
That's my biggest problem right there, y'all. That's really my biggest problem, y'all.
What's that? What's the problem?
They keep doing the same old thing, Jimmy, for 20 years. We just don't get no smarter. But guess what I found out? And it ain't they, you know what? Cause they not in it for but 4 years. Jimmy, you taught me this little cycle. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Cause I asked you one day. Cause the first time I ever went to every session of the icebreaker. And
Ruck on wood.
The Ruck on the Wood. I'm sorry. A Ruck on the Wood. And Chris, when I went to the 9th grade, Chris, 1 million people in there. 9th and 8th grade. Come to the 11th and 12th grade, them parents done thinned out. And I know it can be a whole lot of reasons. The kids can drive now. They don't have to have their parents. But even the grandparents, everybody done thinned out. And so, like that man told me on other day, he said, what'd he say? My son in college, I don't have to watch. So,
but Hatter, let me say this one thing. You know why it thins out? Because the truth thins the herd. The truth thins the herd. I'm just telling you, because they don't listen to you when they little ball beaters. The truth starts thinning the herd. They get tired of paying to go on them trips and tired of paying to go on them gyms because talent cream rises to the top.
Right.
They get tired of paying for them trainers. Hey, man, go pay for some tutors, man. You got a better chance of being a manager over here than you got a plan for them. Like, people don't want to hear that. And you know what? I'm in a minority because you used to get mad at me for that too.
No, I didn't.
Over
I
said
side. No.
Over there with that scrub at the side. You used to get mad at me too when I told them kids.
No,
said, listen, man.
You told that boy, you come tell me, man, what are you talking about? You ain't going to the NBA. And you said, man, if you don't get back over the line. I said, Chris, you gonna be talking to the boy like that? He said, man, I bet you everybody in here think they. Hey, Chris said, I bet you everybody in here think they're gonna go to the NBA. And let me
ask you a question. Who in that gym that we were in? Who in the NBA?
Nah.
House wins. Yeah. I'm just trying to tell you, man.
He playing overseas though. He playing overseas though.
That wasn't the plan.
You can play overseas and make $30, $300 a month. You can play overseas.
Hey, Chris, say that again, because a lot of
playing
people
overseas. Hold up. If he playing overseas or he playing over the lake, which one he playing in, Hatter? Because there's overseas and there's over the lake. That's crossing the Jordan and that's crossing the Atlantic. Moses ain't crossed he ain't crossed the Atlantic. He crossed the Jordan, Jimmy.
Hey, man, I'm gonna leave this man alone, man. I'm done. I'm not talking to you no more.
You don't want to hear the truth. No more. That's the problem.
But you told that boy that, man. I said,
and
I'll tell many more if they would listen. Listen, I was with.
Why do you think they don't? Why do you think they don't listen? Why do you think so many people, despite whatever your resume, despite the resume, they will go out of their way to not listen or apply whatever intel you give them?
I mean, what parent listens when somebody say their kid can't sing? What parent listens? I'm not body shaming when they say, "Listen, I look at you. I see your daughter, but she'll never be a cheerleader." Like, come on, what you doing here?
Right.
They're not gonna give us a scholarship to do that. Right. I'm just saying, like, parents are the most. They say, who are the most unrealistic patrons about a child's talent? It's not the child. It's the parent. Everybody worried about those kids. It's those damn parents, man. That's why we keep going to the parents. When you sit down and have an intelligent conversation about to a parent about trying to buy a house, and you say, here's the interest rate here, and here's this interest rate there. Which one would they choose? Oh, I'm gonna choose that one right there. Common sense, right, Adam? Common sense. You take it to my car dealership. Here's the interest rate here. Here's what this car costs. Here's what you can afford a month. Now, some of them knuckleheads, they try to, outspend what they can bring in. And that, again, choices and chances. You do stupid stuff like that, you may get it snatched, but they can sit down and make a rational decision. When it comes to them ball beaters, ain't nothing rational. Ain't nothing rational, Jimmy. Because, again, they play in the lottery. And anybody know anything about playing the lottery and getting them? You know what people need? You know what people do too, Jimmy? Here's the funny thing about the lottery. There's two ways to play the lottery. There's that lady in Hall of Nights that says, or in the Malcolm X movie, don't forget to play my lucky numbers. You got that person, right, Jimmy? They really think they can be, and then you got the people say, give me a quick pick. Give me a quick pick. Let the computer do it for me. Now let's transform that over to summer basketball. You got parents out there really think they can control the situation about what's going on. Right, Jimmy? They really think that they can change this game. And then you got them quick pick parents, right? And they just out there, again, you got to understand now. People make money off of this, man. Jimmy Hicks runs a tournament. Man, you paying for Jimmy's car. You realize that, right? When Jimmy go out and buys them margaritas later, I'm gonna make him put his credit card down. I'm gonna put that black card down. When you pay that entry fee, that's capitalism. Somebody's making money off of this.
Preach
when
real.
You go buy those KD, when you go buy those KDs, KD making money.
Keep going.
When you pay for the training of these dudes that do that training, guess what they doing with that money? They going to pay T-Mobile. This is commerce. Do y'all understand that? Don't nobody care about your damn kid and whether he going to the NBA. Dudes are making money. Now the question is, what are you getting out of it? I know what they're getting out of it. I know what they're getting out of it. What are you getting out of it?
What do you want out of it?
Life is about expectation, bro. Life is about expectation. When you get married, right, there's a certain expectation your wife's going to have of you. And when you don't meet expectation, guess what you have? Problems.
Yes, sir.
So when you get into summer basketball, 7-on-7, college, what's your expectation? Because the house going to win. I'm just telling you right now, the house is winning. Can't beat the house. And some of y'all ain't been to Vegas or Lake Charles on the boat. The house is winning. Right, Jimmy?
House gonna win.
Jimmy typing over there.
House gonna win.
Jimmy typing over there. I can hear him pecking over there.
Yeah. and you know, I'm looking at and reading some of the comments and just thinking, this stuff, when it gets to the 12th grade, a lot of parents out there, this stuff gets real, and it gets spooky for a lot of people. And this is why one of the things that a lot of while Chris was talking, and Hatter made a post in the Boom Boom Room, and he says, "Parents, y'all have gone quiet on me." And what happens is a lot of times parents, they go quiet because some people will feel embarrassed by saying, like, we are looking for you to say we were right. I promise you, a lot of things that more times than not, when it comes to some of these projections, it's with conviction. It's based on it. I mean, anything's possible, but we know the odds that are stacked against a lot of you. And a lot of you don't. And so it's now becomes personal. It's a matter of, you don't like my son. You don't, then if you don't like my son, you just like other people because they wear a different color uniform or they wear different sneakers. Then that's why. Or you live on the north side. You don't really like south side. I heard it all. Or you just like the kids from this school, or you don't like this particular school. I mean, then after a while, when you dispel that, when you debunk that myth, then it comes down to, well, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about. You just. I don't know why you even doing this. Matter of fact, you ain't play in the pro. Then it goes to that. It just keep going. To the bottom line, guess what? A person. This basketball is how we've said it before. Chris, understand something. This is I'm going on my 21st year covering primarily the greater Houston area. And I haven't said this in a while, but I want to lay this down for you guys. If, let's say, this was a college course that was offered, and let's say I studied this. Normally in college, it takes you 4 to 6 years to get the average degree, 4-year degree. If I studied basketball, basically 6 to 7 days out of the week. So after 4 years to 6 years, I have 1 degree. Stack another 4 years on top of that of studying it, another degree. Stack another 4 years on top of that, another degree. Stack another 4 years, and then another 4 years behind that. That's 8 more. That's 2 more degrees. So if you go to college, and let's say you're studying your medical, and you're in the medical field, what's the average amount of years before you can become a surgeon? Or let's say a doctor first. So a surgeon, top of the chain. About how many years? Is it 20? Average is what? About 8 to 10? 8?
Say 8.
8 to 10. So I mean, 10 years you can become a doctor. You go your first day on the job. People that are already doctors, now they gonna look at you and say, "Rookie, ain't cut nobody open yet." that person goes 10 more years on top of that. That they have a doctor in 2 different fields. That's what the experience that I have, or I'm supposed to have. Put it like that. I'm supposed to have. I mean, I have it. I should have it in this area, and understanding the rigors and the routes that people have traveled successfully versus unsuccessfully, the relationships that I've cultivated, which so far exceeds any penny that I've earned. The relationships. It goes back to the old saying. And I ask kids a lot of times, and I just go around the country speaking at different camps before the NCAA put a stop to that. I used to ask the kids, Chris, would you rather have $1 million? If somebody brought you cash, brought the suitcases out, give you $1 million cash, or 1 million friends? It's no right or wrong question. I promise you. It's no trick. It's no trap question. But then guess what? To each his own on that answer. But would you rather have $1 million or 1 million friends? And the hands that go up in the air, and I ask them, how many of y'all $1 million cash right now? Right? And then some may be reluctant, things a trap. And you go and you say, well, tell you what. More than half of y'all raise your hand up for $1 million cash. Enjoy that money. I'd rather have 1 million friends because I can go to each one of them and get $5 cash app to me. And then what would I have? What would I have? Then they start looking at each other like, well, you ain't say what kind of a friend is a friend. We can describe some of them if you want to, but a friend is a noun. It's a friend. That's how it is in life.
Yep. I'd
rather have 1 million friends where I can go to each one and I can get $10 if I wanted to. If that's my friend, and then if I needed $10, it's coming. So that's something to soak on. I hope, and I'm seeing Sandra says one of her students said 1 million friends, and he's asking for 5. That's good. And you know what? That question is sharp. If you feel that, I call it an exercise. It's not a trap question. You don't beat up a person because they say they want $1 million cash. You gotta realize some people may have been through life and every friend that they thought they had messed over them. So guess what? Some people say, man, you know what? Give me my cash. I'll live by myself. Some people feel that way. It just let you know the ideology of the person. But if you want to simplify that same exercise, you use the term $1. Use a dollar. That way, something to some kids I'm talking about. Would you rather have $1 or 1 friend? And that kid will say, and you put $1 out of your pocket, hold that cash dollar in your hand as you ask that kid the question. I ask right now. Pick little Johnny, right there, little Johnny. Would you rather have $1 or would you have 1 friend? And the one kid that picked $1, you give him $1. And the other kid picks a friend, you walk over to that kid and get him $5 out your pocket. That's a $6 it costs you for the exercise, but I promise you, the return on that $6 you invest into the minds and the attention of those young kids, they will never forget you as long as you live. They will remember that moment. It will brand your words into their soul 50 years later. Then because they will see it. Damn, that's a friend. He just gave you $5. I should have said, now you realize you keep your $1. Go buy you 4 packs of Now Laters. That's what you want to do. But that was the one to get out, Chris. Now, got you on and want to go to another topic. The name, image, likeness. It's every day that comes through is going to you get closer and closer to it. The state of Georgia last week approved name, image, likeness in the state of Georgia. However, it comes with a consequence that if the players who gets the deals in Georgia-based schools would have to share their earnings, their endorsement money in a pool with their teammates.
Stuff's crazy, man.
How about that?
What do you mean if they go to Georgia-based? You're saying if a kid from Georgia goes to a Georgia school, he has to share it?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Because from a recruiting standpoint, that would make them lose every player. That make them lose every player because a kid from Georgia will leave the state now, unless someone has a competing rule, the exact same rule. Why would you have to share it in a pool? That makes zero sense. I'm sure I needed to see that law, but Georgia doesn't surprise me to a degree, with the stuff they're trying to do down there now. So who knows, why that rule was written the way it was. So I need to read it before I comment on it. But on the surface, it sounds crazy that they would do that from a recruiting
Well, it's
standpoint.
one of the reasons some of the football coaches, it came from the angle of football.
Right.
They're saying that if the quarterback gets to earn all, because the quarterback is the face of a lot of programs, the running back, the wide receiver, maybe. Well, nobody knows those linemen, so that means they have no opportunity to earn any money. So who rewards the lineman for blocking and for this quarterback to be able to get those endorsements? This is part of the supporters and their stance is for voting and supporting this bill, which is expected to be signed into law in the state of Georgia.
That still doesn't make sense because when they go and recruit these guys, the head coach knows who the most important guy is. The head coach is going to dictate to a lot of these people who they should pay. Don't get it twisted now. You know what I'm saying? There's layers to this thing. The head coach is going to be like, hey, see that dude right there? If that dude don't block, that dude can't throw. The same way they do in the NFL. It's going to filter down to the NFL because left tackles? Offensive tackles, the one that protect the blind side, they make a ton of bread. You know what I'm saying? It's going to filter its way down. I do agree with you. Trevor Lawrence is going to make the most money, but if Trevor Lawrence can't throw the basketball, then what? Play the football, then what? Jimmy, right? If you don't have no time to throw the football, we see with Tom Brady, who the greatest ever, we see what he's like when he can't throw, when he can't get protected. So they'll figure it out. But I don't understand that rule, though. But I get you, though.
And also in recruiting, the transfer portal is over 1,500 right now. And there's over 53 players, approximately 53 from the greater Houston area, those are just the Division I transfers. And Chris, explain from the college coaching from your angle. You were there, you were still coaching when the transfer portal was implemented.
Right.
Explain why was this portal implemented in the first place, and what are the pros and cons of it now?
Well, first of all, it was always a transfer situation. It wasn't. They just given it a name called the portal, right? Obviously, you used to have to do what they call a year residence, which means that if you transferred, you had to sit out a year because they wanted to discourage people from transferring. And a lot of kids, then they start, Jimmy, as you know, start getting waivers so they wouldn't have to sit out. And a lot of this is also coming about because in the college basketball, different than football. Football, they have to wait almost 3 years before they can get to the NFL. College basketball, you can go right away. So you don't want to sit. And the way the NBA works, they don't draft older players. So actually, the longer you stay, the worse it is. So they got two different dichotomies going on. The other thing is Nick Saban had a lot to do with it because of transferring inside your league. Because people thought the rule was if you transferred inside your league, you had to sit out 2 years instead of 1 year. So they wanted to discourage that. So now you talk about player rights. That's what you're talking about now. So they're trying to placate kids. Instead of saying they're going to pay them, they say, well, let's let them transfer more. Let's give them more autonomy over their futures to transfer and play what they want, right? Here's the other thing. Now, here's another thing that's a part of it. If they also, the waiver process, and a lot of people don't know what the waiver process is, but where they basically circumvent the rules and you can write a hardship waiver and you don't have to sit out. They were flooding the NCAA with those things, and they didn't have the manpower. They don't have the manpower because think about it. On its surface, it's just a terrible rule that you got to sit out. But especially when the coaches can leave whenever they want. The coaches could have a contract and break it and leave, but if the kid has his contract, which is called the letter of intent, and he wants to leave, he has to sit out. Unfair. Been doing it forever. That's why I say all rules aren't just. I don't care if the NCAA make it, the rule doesn't make it just. So now they're trying to justify some of the things they've done in the past, and this is just another one of them in the transfer portal. It sounds sexy. It's going to level itself out at some point because a lot of those kids, here's the real question, Jimmy, and I'll toss it to you. How many of those kids are going to be left in the portal? That's number one. And B, talk about how it's affecting. You're talking about parents, right, losing their mind over this whole a lottery mindset. How many kids that are seniors that are going to get left behind because the transfer portal has become the thing now and guys aren't recruiting freshmen anymore?
I mean, that's the magic question. I mean, but a lot of people out there feel that it's not going to happen to my baby, not my son, not my prospect. Oh, we're good because guess what? We have a relationship with so and so. That's my guy. He's the college coach over at that school. You know, we go a long way back. I know, but at the same time, the reality is the numbers aren't there in a lot of situations, and a lot of people are refusing, and you're knowingly allowing yourself to grow into a space of ignorance when it comes to this recruiting platform and this whole process. A lot of these college coaches, Chris. So what I really wanted to ask you, is, when you are a kid that goes in the portal, does most of them? Do most of them already know where they're going, or do most of them?
It depends. Possibly, but kids don't know. You gotta understand what goes into a mind of a kid when they want to transfer, and I hold college coaches responsible as well. The manner in which they recruit. When you have and they have the term used car salesman when they call slick recruiters. When you sell somebody a lemon, like them cars Robert had to be driving, when you sell somebody a lemon, right? And then when you buy that lemon off the lot, you want to run back and go what? And tell the guy, man, I can't believe you sold me this lemon. But you signed that paperwork, bro. You better read the fine print. Guess what you got? A nice lemon. That's what you got. You got a lemon because you didn't do your research and you listened to nonsense. You didn't take it to your mechanic and get it checked because all you did was wanted that car for the way it looked on the what? Outside. But a car ain't worth nothing if what? If it can't move and if it don't perform. So a lot of these people, what that comes down to is they don't want the truth. Now, when you and these college coaches a lot of times are being disingenuous about how they recruit them. And to be honest with you, it's tough for parents. I don't know if I want to be a parent. I mean, obviously I'm a coach and I know what the list look for and all this, but it still comes down to you have to make a choice, guys. You have to make a choice because it's not easy and you can only go to one school. And guess what? It doesn't work out for most kids. But y'all asked me earlier, what's your intention or what's the expectation when you go to college? It's cliche to say you want to go to college to get an education. But we all know, they know that going to college is the gateway to get to the NBA or to the NFL. And that's how they think, no matter what they think. So that means if there's 60 kids on the NFL, on a NCAA roster, and there's 121 teams in the NCAA, multiply that 120 times 60, right? If there's 350 Division I schools times 13 scholarships, and there's only 32 first-round NFL picks, I would say 64, because that, you get to the second and third round in NFL and maybe even more than that. In the NBA, there's only 30 first-round picks. That's how many people actually get there. It is damn near impossible. So what's your expectation? Don't get mad at Jimmy. Don't get mad at Hatter. Don't get mad at me. What is your expectation? Is it really to get a young man that's employable? That he can go out and have a job one day and have a $500,000 house, have nice cars, have money in the bank, understand wealth management? and wealth accumulation? Is that your intention? Or is it only so you can be at the water cooler and be like, I'm gonna do everything I can to make this kid big because I don't want to work, or I want to look down on my other girlfriends and he gonna get me out the hood. See, people don't think math and science can get them out the hood, Jimmy and Hatter. They don't believe that. They don't believe technology can get them out the hood. That's what's hilarious to me.
Hey, man.
Because the dudes in tech, they got more money than LeBron. I'm just telling you. I get it.
Up until a week ago, I didn't realize a guy told me that it's a parent of a pretty good young guy. Sorry, good basketball player. They at work, the people at work, Jimmy. No, I'm in my house by myself. I don't need no damn dramatizer. I'm a dramatizer. Ain't nobody coming in here. Yeah, all these germs gonna stay. I don't want nobody over here no way. But back to what I'm saying. That's a status system. They treat this parent at the work like they the king. They king dingaling at work. You know what I'm saying? Like they are at work. It's like it's unbelievable how they like a celebrity. The parent like a celebrity at work. You follow me, Chris? Because you was talking about the water cooler. I didn't, but they said, man, the people at work hold this particular parent up with prestige because her kids can play basketball. And I said, wow.
Dude, you know what I call it in my book? I call it the college trap. All right? It's a trap because people actually think that that's how they get to the league, or that's how they change the social economic status of where they come from. That's why I'm trying to tell you, when you get to college, forget about sports. If you're not smart, they send you packing somewhere. If you don't conform to the way things happen in college, they tell you if you're going to be successful or not. Do you understand that? It's about conformity. If people don't think you're smart when you go to college, it's a place of higher education. Sports is just something they throw in there to keep you entertained. If they don't think you smart, they put you in a whole nother section. You're not with the cool kids. Do you understand that? You're going to have to figure it out on your own. And what I'm saying is people don't believe that being smart is a gateway to success. They don't believe it. They don't believe it, Jimmy. And that's the problem. They don't believe it. And so you're left to your own devices where you're thinking, well, I got to be the leading scorer at Northwestern State. I got to be the leading scorer at HBU. That's how I'm going to get to the league. I got to be the leading scorer at, Utah Valley. Like, it's crazy when the people sit there and think, I'm like, yo, so man, let me get this right. You think being the leading scorer at, Long Island, Brooklyn, means you're going to play for the Brooklyn Nets. Right, Jimmy? And people really believe that. You think moving your kid from this summer team to that summer team you got to go to college anyway the way the rules set up, homie. It don't matter. The way the rules set up, you still got to go to college. So you ask me why the transfer portal is the way it is. When the people don't like the summer team, they leave. When the people don't like their college team, what? Transfer portal, they leave. Even if they win a championship, they still leave and go to the Clippers. Freedom of choice, man. So I don't feel bad either way. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad either way. I really don't.
Now, Herb says, Chris, he says, I commend you for speaking out against the NCAA in this manner because this is how you make your money. I know that you're very careful how you word your statements, but do you feel this affects you during the hiring process at returning to college coaching?
What, talking about me?
Yeah.
No, you can definitely get back in. I mean, again, I'm just saying that you have to be careful, Yeah, you're right. You have to be careful speaking out. But those guys feel the same way to a degree, right, that are in the game. But the thing is, you have to you just can't be so stupid to say the dumbest things when even when you're on a network. Hey man, you might be right, but you can't say that. They ain't ready for that yet. Like, don't say that. Like, yeah, man, you got a great point. Don't say that though. Guess who else deals with the same stuff? Politicians. Hey man, you might be right, but if you say that, people ain't gonna vote for you, bro. Like, don't say that. I know that's in your spirit, but don't say that. So yeah, so you're right. It could be, it will affect you. And you can't be idiotic like that. You gotta know with respect, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know with respect how far you can go to that line. Only an idiot jumps over it. Only a clown jumps over it. Like, hey man, I'm an incremental change is all right. If I can get 1% better and try to, and infuse some people with some knowledge, I'm gonna do that. But at the end of the day, you gotta take it home, man. You can't you watch television, you actually think, or a guy like Don Lemon who has a platform to say what he wants. You think Don Lemon says everything he really want to say? Come on, man. I'll give you.
He got a producer in his ear, Chris.
Huh?
He got a producer in his ear.
You're right, but you think Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson say everything they want to say? Come on, man. Trust me. There's a whole lot more they want to say they can't say because they know they'll get canceled. But the same thing is for black folks. You think they say everything they want to say? So no, in life, you cannot say everything you want to say. That's how it works. There's rules to it.
Awesome. Jimbo?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what all you covered today. I know that the NBA season, there's only approximately 4 games left.
Yeah, we covered
4 games left. LeBron James returns tonight, or is expected to return tonight against the New York Knicks. And former Los Angeles Laker Julius Randle comes to town, and this is one of the prime instances and opportunities. He's been waiting on this moment to get I would say a very vulnerable Los Angeles Laker team. Who wins tonight? And what's the over and under for LeBron in this game?
I think he's going to have 28, 10, and 10.
That's
what I say. LeBron may get a trip dub tonight.
He's going to have 28, 10, and 10.
So you know why? So we can all talk about, oh, Lord, they're going to be the 8th seed. What's going to happen to the Utah Jazz? Trying to tell you.
No, you got to go. You got to go in there. You got to come out and emerge from that play-in tournament first.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, it's not a 7-game series. It's not a 7-game series.
One
it's
game.
only like what, 3?
One game. 2 games.
Is this one?
Yeah. Remember, I gave you the formula yesterday.
I thought it was a 3-game series.
No. The 7 play to 8. Okay. 7 play to 8. That's one game. They play that game first. So whoever win that game is the 7th seed. Okay. So the 9th and 10th play each other. Whoever win that game plays the winner, the winner of that 7 and 8 seed game. And whoever win that game is the 8th, the last seed in. That's who's going to play the Jazz. So that's how it is. The 9 and 10 play. 7 and 8 play first. They have to determine that first. So whoever win that game is in. He is 7. And then those other 2 play, the 9 and 8 play. I mean, the 9 and 10 play. And the winner of that game play the winner of the 7 and 8 game. So, like I said,
the Lakers gonna tie their Jazz up. Oh, my bad.
Okay. So you're saying the Lakers just gonna sweep through the other 2 guys?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be in the playoffs. They're
gonna
be in the playoffs. If LeBron and AD play, they're gonna be in the playoffs.
Well, here's a question. Okay, we watched Steph Curry and what he's been doing this year is nothing short of magical. Recently, 49 points in 29 minutes or something like that. Well,
yeah.
What if Steph Curry continues and has one of his many moments that he's had this season in one of those put up or shut up play in the tournament game? Okay, what happens? Think Golden State still gonna lose?
He gonna have 20. He gonna have 49 points in 29 minutes, and he gonna take a L if it's the Lakers. That's what's gonna happen. You
can't say that. That's your heart talking. And a lot of people, because we want LeBron. If you're a LeBron supporter or admirer, or the whole theory and the concept of him and Anthony Davis getting together. They won the title last year. So, you know, albeit with an asterisk or not, they're the champions. But at the same time, this is a whole new season, and the deck is stacked. It's really stacked against the Lakers right now.
And Dennis Schroeder is still suffering. Dennis Schroeder is still not being able to come in yet, I don't think. That's the problem I have with them. They can have LeBron and AD, but that Dennis Schroeder was something that, and he can defend the other person.
Yeah, but they're not playing with LeBron and AD, so it looks different. The question is, when LeBron and AD are there, what does it look like? Because he doesn't have the same pressure. You don't have the same pressure. It's kind of like Rondo. Everybody making Rondo out to be this hero. Yeah, you know what?
But Schroeder's not even going to play. He might not play. Period, Chris.
I understand that, and that's why I say guys like Caruso. You're like, man, he really is a scrub. You start looking at these other dudes, Kuzma. Dang,
Kuzma lost a lot of money.
Yeah, it's just what it is. It's called usage rate. You asked me about usage rate. These other guys' usage rate have gone up, and then you see the scrubology and the scrubitis come out because their usage rates have gone up.
Hey, man.
You know, really, really and truly, I think that coming in 7th and 8th place in the Western Conference this year is probably be the best odds that a 7th and 8th seed could possibly have of defeating a 1 or a 2 seed in history of the NBA would be this year.
Bingo.
And the 7th, I'm more of the 6th seed is more dangerous. You know what the 6th seed get? The Clippers first round. So the Lakers are saying, Portland, y'all go ahead and take that 6th seed. Go on,
exactly.
Portland. Take that 6th seed. We be okay. We got this. Take it. You know, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm like, wow, that 6th seed is spooky. You can say what you want to say. I don't want the Clippers in the 7-game series first round. Don't want them. Now, on the other side of the fence, the eastern side, the 7th and 8th seed all have the adverse effect, especially with Jaylen Brown out for the rest of the year with the Boston Celtics. If that, you know what, Chris, last night you said that might have cost the head coach's job. That might have saved his job because now they got a mulligan to fall on.
Don't get me started on that, man. That's the boy wonder.
What do you mean you say boy wonder?
You know what I mean. I'm not going there. That's the boy wonder.
The boy wonder.
Because if that's Alvin Gentry or Brian Shaw or Lloyd Pierce, I keep going on and on and on. He's coming home with a pink slip in his under the door. Boy wonder, man. And sometimes it's got to work because everybody wanted to work.
Nate McMillan.
Oh my God! And they hired this guy, and look what's going on, and look what's happening in Indiana right now.
Let me see what's
happening in Indiana.
They 9th. They the 9th seed. Right now. Jimmy, right now.
I mean, they only got 4 games left, so they make it. All they gotta do is win 1 game. 1 game, and they're clinched to be to the play-in tournament. You know, because that 11th seed is like 3.5 games back of them right now. And you know, magic number, you got 4 games left. Just win 1.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, it's like I was saying, like, say, for example, think about it. Like you just said, Hatter, 7th place plays 8th place first. Right? So it doesn't matter if you come in 7th or 8th. You have to play 8th place first. Think about that. So that means there are some teams, and just think about this mathematically. Some certain teams, let's say we talk about 7th and 8th place, right? And we talked about the Western Conference a while ago. The Lakers are the 7th seed right now. They're 2.5 games ahead of Golden State, right? For the 8th seed. So it doesn't matter. The Lakers turn into the 8th seed. They still got to play Golden State first. So you're going to expect to see a lot of minutes being managed. from certain teams during these last 2 to 3 games. They just want to get that rhythm in place, but you're gonna find minutes being managed.
I don't think so. You know what? Because I heard Portland is got a game back to back against Utah. Wait a minute, against Utah and the Suns, and they might not want to play. They might not. So they got to beat Portland. I forgot how I added it up. They might want to knock Portland in a circle. They might want Portland in the first round instead of the Lakers.
Who is they?
Utah and the Phoenix Suns. They don't want to play the Lakers. They rather play Portland.
Exactly.
You don't want no Lakers now. You don't want to play LeBron. I can talk about LeBron and them all I want to. They want to, but him and Anthony Davis are formidable. Hey, I don't want to play against them because I know LeBron gonna get every call.
Stop it. See, you always got to find a way to take a shot at LeBron, boy.
Hey,
I got to run, guys. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. I got to go too.
Yeah, it was that time. We definitely, man, we been deep in the overtime. But thank you guys for tuning to the Chop Shop today. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Make sure you follow us if you haven't done so on our social media platforms. Share the show to your timelines and along with your friends. There's some good convo that's on there, man. I see a lot of you guys on there. Thanks so much, especially the ladies. Don't forget tomorrow's Women Rock Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
But right now, it is time to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday. On behalf, of course, we have Chris Walker, Robert Hatter, and myself, Jim Hicks, also known as the Hatter, and the Hater.
The Hater.
In full effect.
We are
right now. When it's time to get up out of here, we'll see you guys in 22 hours. Make sure you share the show and be careful, be safe out there, and finish the rest of your workday in some grand fashion. You certainly have enough energy to do so right now after watching this show on this day. We up out of here now, though, guys. See you soon. Chop shop.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.